Hi everybody, it's Josie from Lost Our Home Pet Rescue. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the marketing and communications manager here at the shelter, and a big part of what I do is our social media channels and promoting adoptable pets to help them find their forever homes. For those of you who do have adoptable foster pets, I hope you take a look at this video so you can get some tips and tricks on how to get the best pictures of your foster pets to help them find their forever homes. In this video, I'm going to be using examples of my own personal cat, Kenny. He's not available for adoption. He's my baby. He's very cute and you're going to love meeting him. But I'll show you some personal examples I have of Kenny that are good and bad to kind of help you get an idea of what works on social media and what doesn't work. Keep in mind, for social media, people are scrolling by so quickly. We're making snap judgments on what we're seeing on our feeds, and we're getting inundated with pictures all the time. So it's really important that the pictures that you take are clear, they're fun, they'll grab the attention of somebody scrolling by, make them stop and read the caption, and then apply to adopt your foster pet. The first and probably most obvious tip for taking pictures of your foster pet is make sure that the pictures are clear and in focus. For this, I do have this example of Kenny here. It's cute. His head is stuck in a box. It's kind of funny, but it's pretty blurry. This isn't something that I would put on our Lost Our Home social media page if he were an adoptable kitty, because you can't really tell what's going on. It's kind of fuzzy. You can't really see him. You just know he's kind of going crazy, stuck in a chicken nugget box. Instead, this one of Kenny sitting on my bed would be a better one to use. It's clear, it's crisp. Somebody's going to scroll by, it's going to grab their attention, and they're going to go ahead and stop and see what this is all about. The second thing to keep in mind is your background. Is your background really busy? Is it clear? What's going on? As you can see, I have a lot of stuff going on behind me, but that's okay because this isn't a picture. This is just a video. This will make it a little bit more interesting than me sitting in front of a white wall. You want to make sure that your background for your foster pets isn't going to be too cluttered or too distracting. You want the focus to be on your foster pet, what it is they're doing in that moment, and how it is that we can get them adopted. So for this, I have a couple examples of Kenny. This first one, he's in front of my entertainment center, looking cute as always, but I got that PlayStation cord hanging down. You can see my coffee table's kind of in the focus, the couch is in the focus. It takes you a second to kind of narrow in on Kenny and see what it is that he's doing. If I'm scrolling by on social media, I'm not going to stop and look at this picture. I'm going to see a couch, a table, and some cords, and I'm going to keep moving on. And Kenny could miss out on a really great home. Another example I have of Kenny is him and I hanging out on the couch. He's touching my foot because that's what he likes to do. He doesn't like close hugs. He likes foot hugs instead. This is a great picture to send to my friends, which of course I did. We're hanging out on the couch, enjoying our weekend. But again, this isn't something I would put on the Lost Our Home social media page. People don't want to see my legs. They want to see Kenny instead. He's a lot cuter. So I don't blame them. They want Kenny to be front in the center and the focus. If I'm scrolling by on social media and I just see a pair of legs and a cat kind of off in the distance, I'm not going to understand what's going on, and I'm not going to take the time to sit there and read the caption. Instead, for your backgrounds, picture like this, which I took with my iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, mine's just an iPhone X, so it's not even the most current one. You could take pictures like this using portrait mode is what I did. Even if you don't have an iPhone, if you don't have portrait mode, you can still take really great, clear, crisp pictures like this. You can see that he's really in the focus. He has really good lighting on him. The background, while busy, it has a dresser, it has a doorway, it has a hallway, it has all of that going on. It's not super in focus. It's a lot softer. Kenny is closer to the camera, and that is what's going to draw the attention. Somebody will scroll by, they'll see this beautiful kitty on their social media feed, and they'll either like it, they might throw a comment on there, maybe they'll share it to their friend and say, hey, look how cute this kitty is. Maybe I want to get involved. Maybe I want to go ahead and see if I can adopt Kenny today. The third tip I have for you is lighting. Lighting is crucial. Lighting might actually be more important than what your background looks like. Things can be cropped. Might be more important than your focus. You know, chicken nugget box isn't the greatest picture, but in a pinch, I could make that work. If you have bad lighting, it's really hard to correct that and make that into something that's going to grab the attention of somebody to stop and look at that adoptable pet. So for this picture, here's Kenny hanging out under my bed. It's his favorite thing to do, but it's kind of dark. It has that weird little patch of light in the front. You can't really tell what Kenny's doing, if anything. You can't really see his face. And his face, like most pets, is kind of what gets them adopted. It shows off their personality, shows how cute they are. It helps connect them to potential adopters. So as much as you can put light on your foster pet's face, the better it's going to be. And that's really going to pull at the heartstrings and get that pet to connect with somebody scrolling through their feed and make them want to adopt that pet. Instead, in this picture, Kenny's not front and center. He's sitting on top of my bed for once. He's kind of hidden by the pillows, but it's cute, it's funny, and it has really great lighting. And again, his face is well lit. You can see him. It's kind of a little bit of a scavenger hunt. It might take you a second to really hone in on him, but once you do, it's really cute. That's the type of picture that somebody scrolling through Lost Our Home Instagram feed, for example, they'll see that. They'll double tap it, get that little like on there, and then they're gonna go ahead and send that to a friend and say, hey, look at this really cute kitty. Or if that's on Facebook, somebody is gonna put the little heart emoji or the like emoji on there, and then they're going to comment on there and tag their friend and say, look how cute this kitty is, and that will help Kenny get adopted. Adopters always want to know about the personality of your pet. Probably one of the top questions I always get asked on social media is, how is this pet with? And you can fill in that blank with cats, dogs, or kids. If you scroll through any of our feeds, Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, you'll see that people always want to know, how is this pet with? So it's really important to know that. So if you do have information about that, please let us know, whether it's positive or negative. That really helps us find the perfect home for your adoptable pet, which of course is the goal of all of this, isn't it? And a good way to do that is through pictures. So if you do have any pictures of your adoptable pet hanging out with your kids, or with your dogs, or with your cats, or your birds, or your fish, or whatever it is that you have, take those pictures, send them on in. Folks who are scrolling through their social media feeds, they will see that and they'll connect with that, and they'll say, hey, this cat is hanging out with a cat, or this dog is really great with small kids. That's what I'm looking for in my life. I'm going to go ahead and take that next step to learn a little bit more about this pet and to see if they're maybe the right fit for me and my family. Another big thing is personality. People want to know the personality of your pet more than anything. So anything that's funny or goofy and kind of shows off why they're special, why they're unique, and why somebody should care about them is really, really important. So I have for you a couple examples. This one is Kenny hanging out with his toys that I fish out from underneath my stove on a weekly basis. They are kept in the living room. He plays with them, and then he hides them in the kitchen. Any of you have any ideas why, please let me know. Leave a comment and let me know. So every week I'll go through with my Swiffer and I pull them out and he supervises, and it's super cute and it's super fun. And I usually take a picture of it to send to my friends so they can see this week's haul. But this picture isn't something that I would really share on social media. It's kind of blurry, it's kind of out of focus. My Swiffer's in the way, Kenny's kind of off to the side. I don't really know what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, why do I care? If I'm scrolling through social media and this is on Lost Our Home's page, I'm not going to stop and look at it. I'm not going to take the time to figure out what's happening in this picture. For those of you who do have other pets in your home, if your foster pet does get along with them, those perform great. This picture here is of Kenny with my roommate's cat, Moses. Moses is not available for adoption either. Sorry, none of the pets featured today are available. They love each other, like to hang out and take naps with each other. If you have a wallflower type pet who, maybe they're a senior, maybe they're just really chill and mellow and they don't like to play a whole lot, sleeping pets perform just as well on social media as pets who are running around and doing tricks and learning all sorts of different things. So don't be scared to take pictures of your sleeping pet and send those on in, because they will perform just as well as, the dogs who are hiking buddies and like to go outside and play all day too. So don't worry about that. Another example I have of the personality is this one with Kenny digging into blankets. Kenny loves to sleep under blankets, which is interesting. I've never had a cat like that before. It's cute, but again, it's kind of like, where's Waldo? Where is Kenny in this picture? There's a lot of patterns going on. There's a lot of colors going on. And then there's Kenny kind of diving in there in the middle. It's not the clearest picture. It's not something that if you're scrolling on social media, you're going to stop and want to look at, and you're going to want to see what's happening in there. On the other hand, I have some of these pictures which show off his personality more. Kenny thinks he's part dog, so here he is dipping his nose into a clean toilet. I promise it's a clean toilet. He doesn't drink out of it. He just likes to poke his head into the top of it and see what the water in there is like, which is really weird, but that's what Kenny likes to do. Kenny also likes to sleep with his belly up, so I have tons of pictures of Kenny laying in various spots around my house, belly up, usually giving me a funny look, just showing off his belly, waiting for belly rubs. So things like that are really cool. Not a lot of cats are like that, where they like to dip their heads into toilets or sleep belly up. So if Kenny were available for adoption, I could post either one of those pictures. Somebody's going to stop, they're going to laugh at it, they're going to look at it, they're going to send it to a friend, they're going to tag a friend in it, they're going to make a comment on it, and somebody's going to see that and they're going to say, this is what I've always wanted, a cat who sticks his head in my toilet. I need to adopt him right now. The framing of all of your pictures is really important too. If your pictures aren't framed well, it's hard to focus in on what it is I'm supposed to be looking at. And again, with social media being so quick and we're so inundated with images every day, you need to make sure that your adoptable foster pet is front and center and they're getting as much of the spotlight as possible. So in this picture, Kenny is hanging out on my bed, but it's really not that great of a picture. It's got, lamp in the way. It's got a painting in the way. It just doesn't look the greatest. So I wouldn't put this onto our Lost Our Home social media page because Kenny's kind of at the bottom. He's just kind of hanging out. It doesn't look the greatest. Whereas in this picture, it is a headshot, which headshots are always great. Again, if you have a really great bio and a really clear headshot, it's kind of like applying for a job. It'll kind of help you out. The more information you have, the better. So this picture is really great because it kind of encompasses everything I've gone over today. He's friend-centered, has a clear background, has great lighting. I'm going to scroll through my Instagram feed or my Facebook feed. I'm going to see this picture, and at the very least, I'm going to go, wow, that's a really pretty kitty, and I'm going to like it. And even people who just like our information, even if they're not sharing it or applying for adoption or asking questions, the more likes our posts get, the more reach they get. So that's really important for us to get those likes, so that way more and more people will see the information and they'll end up in the right hands, and then your adoptable foster pet will get adopted. The most important tip though out of all of this is make sure you're having fun with it. Don't treat this like a job. Don't get stressed out about it. Any good pet parent out there, I know you all are like this. We have hundreds and hundreds of pictures of our pets on our phones at any given moment. Whenever somebody finds out I work for a shelter, the first thing they do is say, hey, look at my cat, look at my dog, look at my pet. And I love it. So I know you're the same way. Have fun. Don't stress about it. You don't have to worry about making it a whole photo shoot. These pictures I've shown you today are over the course of probably 2 years of Kenny's life. So they're not, by all means, all recent. So you can take your time. You can have fun with it. And make sure that, you're doing what's comfortable for you and comfortable for your foster parent. Don't feel like you have to put your foster in a situation where they're not going to be happy. If your pet doesn't like pictures while they're sleeping, disregard that whole section then. You don't have to take pictures of your pet while they're sleeping. As always, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to our wonderful foster team. Brandon knows how to get a hold of me. Let him know what questions you have. He can pass them to me and we can chat. If you have any really great pictures or videos, please do send them our way. It's really, really important that we have as many pictures and videos of adoptable fosters as possible because they're at your house, they're not at the shelter. So if somebody has an appointment to meet a cat or a dog at the shelter and it's not a good fit and they want to see who else is there, it's really difficult if your foster pet isn't there. They're not going to get that chance. So make sure to send them in. Social media is kind of the really, really big way that I'm able to push your adoptable fosters to get them into their forever homes and give them that happily ever after that they want. Thanks so much, everyone. Again, if you have any questions, let us know, and I'm more than happy to help.